Hello everyone, I'm RxOliver and this is the gang. I'm here tonight with Max, John, Emma and the amazing Mr. Dustin from Star City Savages, and we are playing Savage Worlds. This is another drowned war setting one shot. This one is called... I just
False
forgot.
Doctrine.
False Doctrine. I just forgot the name of the scenario for a second there. Thank you, Dustin. And yeah, Dustin in a second will talk a little bit about that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in everybody. I'm RxOliver. This is Savage Worlds. Dustin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dustin Smith. I'm the owner, operator, and chief bottle washer at Star City Savages. We are an independent third-party licensee under Pinnacle's Savage Worlds system, and we bring the fun. So, what is the Drowned War? The Drowned War is my attempt to squeeze every genre into a single setting that I possibly can and still make it plausible that they could be there. The idea is that the genres, what you want to play as, are sectioned off on floating islands. So I thought, why not just flood the world? So that's where we're at. The majority of your gameplay takes place is on 4 different aircraft carriers that have been lashed together and have a bunch of junk and favelas built up around them, that being Flotilla Refuse. And for this special adventure, we have the lovely members of THC here that have chosen different types of characters. Emma, you're playing as Shania, right?
Chennai, but yes.
Shania, yes, my apologies. And
That's okay.
she is a Kora gladiator. Now, the Kora are a race of humans that have been infected by a living coral colony. And that coral colony, yes, that. Let's take a look at your hair really quick, because I believe that's that bits and pieces growing. That's actually part of her body. The coral grows on the Kora's body. It increases their muscle mass and density. It makes them stronger and tougher, but there's a caveat. It also makes them slower, and it's harder for them to swim. So it's a two-edged sword. You get to be very strong, very powerful, and very tough. But if you end up in the water, you're in a lot of danger.
Okay, so not getting in the water, I will have to grab onto someone if I'm starting to fall. Because if I die, I will not die alone. Okay? Thanks.
That is the normal way of doing things. All right. And Oliver, you are playing our android. What's your guy's name?
21361. Yeah.
All right.
So I didn't actually... With all the amazing things... sorry, 1 second, Dustin. With all the amazing different classes and races available, I chose to play the same as last time because I've got an idea for the character. But, sorry, go ahead.
All right. So the idea of it is that androids are humanoid shaped in appearance. In order to pass themselves off and prevent that they be used as property, they try to either hide the fact that they're androids or hide the fact that they're sentient. Because if people find out they're sentient, they're going to be wiped, because you can't have your blenders and your toasters starting an uprising.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I know. The Great Toaster Riot of '79. We will never speak of it again.
Yeah, it was a poppin' mad.
Oh man, things got really hot. Some people got burned.
Oh.
It got a little toasty.
Oh.
Can say you got some breakfast that time.
Guys.
There were some crumbs left behind.
Oh.
All right, Felix Mason. Wow. Felix, you're our captain, right?
That I am.
You are the human, and probably the sanest member of the bunch. The captain has a special edge called Ticket to Ride, which means out of everyone here, the captain has a sentient wave rider or a sentient jet ski. It's got an online AI that you can talk to it. The problem is it's a jet ski, so when you're on land or on ship, it's not really all that helpful, but in the event that you end up out on the water, you can call for help.
Yeah, I call it Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Put that on the sheet because I like it.
Hmm.
Arthur Davis. Arthur, you are what's called a kitsune, and there is some debate about that. You see, kitsune are arguably they're either fox people or they're cat people, depending on who you talk to. Their primary difference is their eyes. Their eyes have that sort of fox shape or that cat shape, and there's something ethereal about them. It makes them charismatic. People are drawn to them, sometimes obsessively. And one of the problems that the kitsune run into is they normally have someone that really wants to be close to them and can't take no for an answer.
I know that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Let's see. Okay, folks. Savage Worlds has a great little system that is called Interludes. And Interludes are how people tell stories. Telling stories are really important in the Savage World systems because it's just crunchy enough to really convert some of those harder systems. It's just crunchy enough to make sure you get what you want. But at the same time, it has enough narrative flexibility so that everyone gets a chance to talk about it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deal you all into turn order, and then I want to hear stories about how you met each other. All right? Where's my turn order? Alrighty. Deal.
Oh, I need to move it.
Card.
Yeah, deal those cards.
What? Wait, this card?
Mm-hmm. Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds. Its initiative system is not based around dice. It's based around cards. And so.
Oh, dealers cards. I understood another thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, I think he actually deleted it.
I did actually, because we had too many people on there.
Yeah. No, what's really cool is that I remember like playing this one is the higher the suit is better, and if you get a Joker, that has always been a bonus for you.
Mm-hmm. The Joker gives you a +2 to your trait and damage roll, and you go first in initiative. So the Jokers are good to have. Also, everybody gets a Benny if someone on the player side draws a Joker.
Yep.
Benny's being the meta currency for rerolls, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's reroll skills, soak damage,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's about it.
You do a bunch of stuff with Benny's. They're nice.
All
They're
right.
fun.
Okay. Emma, you're going first. So you have clubs. All right. So tell me in your backstory how you met Felix.
All right. Yes, give me a sec. I'm sorry. I'm a bit So, how I met? Well, I met him on the job, obviously. You know, doing what I do and what I am. Not many people I feel safe because I may infect them. So, this man, Felix, he was a nut job. He needed some brute force, so he hired me, and not for a cheap price. So, I'm a bit loyal when it comes to money.
All right. So you met him on the job, and you're like, I really need somebody to bring me along. Okay.
Yep.
Next one, Felix. How did you meet 21361?
Actually, that's an interesting story. For some reason, he was floating in a pile of junk, and I was basically doing scavenging, on my junk, on my jet ski, and I just couldn't tell what was. I see an arm sticking out, and I'm like, is that a mannequin or some strange sex bot? I don't know what it was, so I came over there to see what it was, and I come over to him, and basically, he had all this weird stuff on there, and I was like, for a second, that's why I was thinking about sex bot, because looked like he had like I don't know, something on his face. I thought it was mascara, maybe some lipstick. I don't know, somebody right there, and he wasn't in a complete good shape. So I guess he might have been target practice or something. So I dragged him over to a like a mechanic or something to get him fixed up, and he didn't remember much about himself. And I asked the first question. I was like, "So, boyo, 2 questions. Who are you and what the hell happened to you?" It looked like you either got scrapped or someone was using you for something you weren't supposed to be used for. So that's kind of how they met, and it went from there.
Alrighty.
Very good, Max.
Amazing.
Okay. So, you were found at a swap meet in the middle of the ocean. All right, Arthur. I'm sorry. 21361. How did you meet Arthur?
So 21361, just so you know, is a human presenting android. He pretends to be human, and he goes by Hank.
Hank.
Yeah. And he met. How did he meet Arthur? Arthur's the thief, right? Well, he met Arthur when I was working for the captain. Captain Mason took me on, like, fixing his jet ski for him. He gave me a job when he found me floating in that sex flotilla. And then I caught Arthur Davies trying to steal the jet ski. The thief, the rotten bastard. I caught him trying to steal it. And that's how I met him. Because he tried to rob me, the slimy fucker. Sorry, John. Max did me dirty.
Yeah.
Max did me dirty. I had to.
It's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, at least you didn't get your pants caught down.
Yeah, at least you weren't used as a sex doll, mate.
That's right.
Alrighty. Arthur. How did you meet Esh and I?
Okay, so after being caught by 21361, obviously was taken into the group under Felix. Obviously they could use a decent thief. And then with that trait of being a kitsune, there was that obviously trying to get close. So had to be nice and just explain things to her. And that's how.
All right, so you talked your way out of whatever it was and says, hey, since this is really just a job interview, you should hire me, right?
Yeah.
And why did I hire you specifically without asking my boss over here, Felix?
We would rather hire a guy that's good enough at stealing that we don't catch him, but unfortunately we didn't catch that guy. We
Yeah.
only caught you, so you can have the job.
You know what?
You just need to
You'll
do
work
some
for
training
us
and
now,
get better.
buddy. Yeah. You're gonna work for us, buddy, and for minimum wage.
He's still alive, so there you go.
Yep, that's true.
Got to keep his hand.
Alrighty. So that is that. Alright. With the Drowned War, we have a very special kind of aspect that occurs. It's called supply and demand. And what supply and demand means is that you start out, and we're going to start this out. Somebody roll me a d4.
I
I'd say
will.
one of the new people. I'd say one of the 2 new ones.
I will.
Works for me.
A 3.
A 3.
Alright.
Which is pretty good because, as you can see right here, on the Lost Sea, you are only 4 days away from running out of supplies at any given time. So you have to keep doing jobs. You have to keep scrounging, scouring around. You know, you have to make ends meet as best you can. Right now, you have 3 days before you run out of food and water or power or whatever you need to keep going. So it's pretty important that you ask around and try to find some form of work. So I'll let you role play and talk amongst yourselves to see what you want to come up with. And if you want to ask around, you can network if you choose to.
Mm.
Is this a
Yeah.
barber in?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I guess we're like in like a little bar area and just kind of sitting down, like probably having a drink or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Felix looks over to Arthur and he's kind of sitting there, kind of like looking, cleaning out his gun. It's like, Arthur, you know you're one of the sneaky types. You might know some of the in-handed people around here. Do you know somebody might have a job for us? We can get, to make us stay alive for a little bit longer.
Why is it that you always expect me to know all the underhanded people? We're all
Because-
underhanded. All of us.
Because you're the thief.
I get that. But as it happens, I'll just have to see if they're about.
Aww. Isn't it cute, Felix? When the little Arthur starts to rebel. Makes me want to grab my mace and just go to town. So get us some work, will you?
I'm gonna just listen out at the bar. I'm gonna have a human drink, like a human coffee. I'm gonna have a human coffee, a black coffee.
Alrighty. So, Hank, if you're just listening out, give me a notice roll.
Okay. Let me find my character sheet. Notice. Remember what I'm trying to roll again?
No, 4. That's success.
4s or better, right?
Yep. 4's good. All right. Now, Arthur, you were the one asking around, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to call that a networking roll. And for networking, roll me your persuasion die. In your
Okay.
sheet.
Yep.
All right, you got it.
Ooh.
2. Arthur, you start asking around and it doesn't work out so great for you. You actually run into someone you owe money to. So
Ooh.
on your character sheet where it says fatigue, put a 1 down because they rough you up and they actually try to take some of your stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
They try or they take?
He doesn't have anything to take. You know what? Eshanai, you seem to be gung-ho and ready to go. Did you want to intervene and prevent him from getting assaulted?
Yeah, I will go and say, hey, leave my pet alone. Huh?
Hey, yo.
You want to get into trouble? No, don't.
They're-
No.
They look at you when you say that and they're like, pet? And then they look you
Yeah.
up and down and they're like, they're kind of milling it around. Do you have intimidation?
Yeah, a D6.
All right, roll it for me. Let's see what you get.
Ooh, nice.
All right, that's a 4. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're going to turn to you, Arthur, and they say, you better have my money next time I see you. And they're just going to like slink away. So thanks to Eshanai's intervention, go ahead and take that point of fatigue off. They don't rough you
Okay.
up.
Thank you very much.
How much do you even owe these people?
Well, the thing is, you take stuff, you say you're going to pay, and then you think you're never going to see them again, so then you end up owing people money. It's just bad timing, that seeming. And by the way, I haven't found anybody for any jobs. Sorry.
Well, as this is going on between the two of them, I'm like, that's a bit of fun. So Felix probably looks around, is like, see if he recognizes one of his old drinking buddies, is like, see if they got something, and he's gonna look around, talk to a couple people, see if he can do that.
Alrighty. So you want to network too?
Yeah, he's just trying to see if he can get his luck to work.
All right. Go ahead and roll me persuasion. While that's going on, though, Hank, you're gonna hear the bartender and one of the waiters. Oh gosh.
Ooh.
So Felix,
Yeah.
there is this grand money-making opportunity. It's just going to take an investment of several $1,000s. And in 3 weeks' time, you're going to be able to get in on this great multi-level marketing company here in the city.
They say all.
I'm good. It's like, yeah, thinking a lot, but I'm good.
All right, so since you critically failed, that's going to drop you down a bit. So you guys are at 2 now. All right, Hank, what you hear while all this is going on? You're just sitting there drinking that human coffee.
Wait, did that drop us down a day's worth of supplies because of that fail?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Wait, did Felix give up the money we had, like from a day's worth?
Hey, it is a great opportunity. It is a really, really great opportunity.
You are sending oil,
Good one,
baby
Captain.
oil with blue dye.
It will be great for celebrities. They love baby oil.
I mean, if you
Especially
really
when
want
it's
baby
made from
oil,
real
look at
babies.
Hank. Hank's all about the baby oil, so that's all.
Not Hank. No.
All
Right, sorry.
Hank.
Hank's sitting at the bar drinking coffee, yes.
Okay.
All right, so the bartender and one of his wait staff, they're talking, and you got a 4, so you'll hear it. It's like they're talking about, hey, something's going on at the House of Cats, man. Like they were asking around, like Tom is getting kind of on in. They said for us to keep an eye out if any of the girls come in. He looks over. It's like, Kitsune come in all the time. We're not going to tell a rival club about our customers, you know? Like, it's like, yeah, but he's pretty adamant. Like, this is a paying gig if we can find the girl he's looking for. Bartender just kind of shrugs. It's like, whatever, man. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't have time to follow up on that. So, you know that there is a paying gig down
At the
there.
House of Cats.
Yeah,
That's
House
the
of
club where all the
Cats.
Kitsune hang out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Roll me common knowledge. Everybody can roll me common knowledge on this one.
Player knows this, but the character might not.
Yep.
I remember from last time. Common
Oh,
knowledge.
yeah.
Oh, I got.
Oh, come
I
on.
got the 7. I got the 7.
Alrighty. Yes, you did. And
Yeah,
the
dice
captain got a 10. Yeah. So one of the things about Savage Worlds is when you have a die and it reaches the top, it rolls again and adds that. And that goes for your trait, that goes for your attribute, and that also goes for your wild die. So you can get these big swings. Captain. Right. That was you before, so this is you now. You do know, because of your various schemes throughout the years, that the House of Cats is got a reputation. It's kind of a dangerous place for people to go, especially for kitsunes. It's owned by someone named Madame Meow, and Madame Meow she's a little nuts. She believes that she is the queen of all kitsunes. She believes that they're not foxes, but they're cats, and that she's queen of cats. And so, say someone like Arthur goes in there, they might treat him like he needs to stay.
Yeah.
But you also know there's a reputation about them being sort of sneaky. Like, they might rob you, they might take what you've got, but they'll definitely keep you entertained.
Yeah.
Arthur,
basically.
you don't really know that much about it. You've never been to the House of Cats. You know that a lot of kitsune hang out there, but it just seems too high dollar. Eshonai, gladiator, warrior, celebrity warrior. You know that's where the winners go to party. And you know that's where the very pretty kitsune hang out. And
Any names that I know of specifically, like Whiskers or Princess Mewtwo?
I will allow you to name drop those, and we will say with a 7, those are absolutely girls that work there. You also know of one named Gaella. Hank, Gaella is actually the name that you picked up on that they're
Okay.
looking for.
Gaella.
Gaella.
Okay. Is that the person, the missing person?
Mhm.
The name of the missing person. And Tom was the person that's asking about them.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Emma, that's it.
So, I think it might be worth going to the House of Cats. It seems there might be a decent paying job going just to find a missing person. That's something we can take care of, Mr. Sneaky.
Yeah.
If you're not too busy getting beaten up.
Yeah, I know for a while Madam Meow has been trying to buy you. I don't know why, Hank. Did you just find
I'm not for sale, I'm a human. What are you talking about? You should not be trying to buy me. I'm a human. Captain.
I mean, Felix, please.
This
look
captain's
at-
got to blow my
look at
cover.
their
I'm going to smack him in the kneecap in a second. Remember, I'm trying to be a human, Captain. Going to get me rumbled.
He's always jibbing you. It's like he's a crotchy bastard.
I'll jib you a broken rib in a second.
Alrighty.
What do we know? Like, what do we know about Gaella? Like, specifically, like, is he like very popular or things like
She.
that?
Gael is
Yeah.
a she.
Yeah, did I say he? Oh, sorry, she. Like,
It's all
what do
good.
we know about her?
I'll tell you what. I will say that with the 7, you know her, and also Captain with the 10, I'll say that you know her. I'll let you both roll common knowledge again to know a bit of information about her.
Like, how well we know her? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exploded dice. I've
Oh,
not got
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Emma. Captain Mason knows her a bit better than you do.
I mean, you know, sometimes it gets lonely, you know, for a captain, and you know what he does, his own business, his own business. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
The reason why. Go ahead.
Sometimes Eshona just has to wait outside the room for him to stop so that he can tell them, hey, we have some weird kitsune in the back who was trying to steal from us, and now we have a kitsune working for us at the minimum wage, so...
You do have a type, don't you, Captain? All right, I'll tell you what. Since I love stories so much, both of you, I will give you a Benny if you want to give me a story about how you know Gaella.
Oh, I mean, would you like to go first?
Yeah, like, well, I was with Whiskas, we were having a drink, obviously, and then suddenly this girl, this kitsune, comes up to me, and he like starts rubbing me right over here on the neck, where there I have some corals over there, and I like wave at her, and we start talking a little bit, and she's nice, but not really my type. I do know someone who is exactly something that I know will love, so I call over my captain to meet her.
And Captain Mason, now for Benny, tell me a story about how you know her.
Well, you know, we're getting introduced by her, but you know, he wasn't around at that moment, but he just passed on the word that, you know, he come in drunkly one night and he like after a nice haul, and he's like looking around, you know, some of the girls like, hey, look nice right there, is just captivated by her pretty face for some reason, and he's like, I think someone told me about you, and you know, he got very close to her, and you know, reminded me of his old dead wife, you know, like better looking for him, you know, like it's all the eyes. And so he confessed a few things to her, and he just like he's like drinking about this and stuff like that, and he lost a good bit of his haul to her, but he said to him it was worth it. It was worth it.
Alrighty, that sounds good.
We
Go
get the
ahead.
beanie.
He does get the Benny.
Two of us, because we both did.
Yes. And so with Savage Worlds, normally, under normal circumstances, the game master would get a Benny per player, and a wild card, which is like a special character, they get 3 bennies. With the Drowned War, I only get bennies when you as players spend them. So that encourages me as the game master, harbor master, to really be generous in giving you bennies. But remember, I'm gonna be saving them up for the last battle.
Yeah.
I just realized something.
What's that?
In my character, it says I am mute. I have not been mute this entire time.
Take that off. You are too charismatic to be mute. We will come up with
Yay.
something else later.
Oh look,
Yeah,
look, there's a throwback. Blaze Zooey from the last game. Is he an NPC still? Have we got Blaze
Yeah,
Zooey?
he's dancing around
Nice,
like
nice.
he's nuts.
That was Martin's character in the last game. I think it was Martin's one.
Yeah.
The porn
Oh, yeah, I
star, the
remember
dwarf
that one.
porn star. Yeah, it was.
That last battle was
He's
fun.
a
That
he's a
last
famous
battle was
dwarf porn star, Blaze Zooey. In this,
Mhm.
it's canon. There
Yeah,
he
it's
is.
canon now.
There he is.
Yeah, he probably stuck around as a personal mechanic or something for this place. It's like,
Nah, he's a
give him
famous
lot of
dwarf
money
porn
now.
star. Alderman
He's
porn
up there
star.
making kissy faces at the DJ, just dancing around.
Shout out to Martin.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you make your way down there. Now, of course, there's like a doorman that's going to stop you. They're going to interview for a bit. So if you want to approach, you can. And you need to convince them to let you inside.
Oh well, of course they're gonna let me in. I'm a normal human. I go to human clubs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hank
Yeah,
says
the
hello.
Kitsune
Hank says
one.
hello to everyone.
This is the Kitsune one, yeah. And they might think I'm out of place because I'm such a human.
I'm far too human for this place. I am.
Yeah, I maybe having
I'm-
second thoughts. I'm a bit too human for this Kitsune place, actually.
Eh,
I go up to the guards and I say, "Hi, I'm here to see Whiskas and Princess Mewtwo. Are they both here?"
He's gonna look at you, the doorman. He's gonna look at you a little bit and say,
Ooh.
"They might be." How?
Do you want
How
an
do I-
autograph too?
Hmm?
Do you want an autograph too? And I wink at him.
Roll me persuasion.
Okay, yeah, I will wink at this guy. I will absolutely wink at this guy usually.
yeah, talk about my taste.
5. He's gonna say, "Well, maybe I do, but I can't just be telling you who and all's here. I gotta charge you cover, see if you fit, make sure you're not here to cause any trouble. You know how that is."
That's fair. None of us wants really any trouble at all.
Mhm.
So I just, I'm just a soft one over here. Just wanna go in, have fun, dance to some ABBA music. So
There's a dance floor. People are dancing.
yeah, that's why. Why not?
Gonna
Why
show
not
off my human
dance?
dance moves.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I can dance for you now if you want.
Do you want me to
you're
dance
gonna get
prove I'm
hurt.
human? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
I'm gonna start,
Show us your
Absolutely
best
are.
human dance.
start doing windmills on the floor. He's been practicing this.
Yeah, break dancing.
He just kind of
Yeah.
does the whole lean back, like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think. I think Hank's trying to get the job here.
Hank, roll me persuasion.
Oh, let's go. Persuasion. I'll put a D4 in that. Oh, jeez. No.
All right, he kind of pushes you to the side a bit, and then all of a sudden he 6 steps into a worm. Then he goes into like a whole spin. Then he jumps up to his feet and sort of leans back. It's like, and he goes,
That was absolutely disappointing. Still very human though.
"You can spend a
What?
penny if you want to give it another shot. If
I'm
you
gonna
want to go
spend a
full
penny.
battle."
How do I spend a penny? Do I just do
Alright.
this?
All right, roll me athletics this time.
Okay. Goes for a full head spin this time. Yes.
You got a 4. That's enough. All right, he throws out his hand. He says, "All right, still got to pay the cover."
Sure.
And how much is it?
Well, it's narrative. It's more of an idea. You guys are going to be dropped down another day at the end of this.
Yeah, so we need
Wow,
to find a job ASAP.
Ow.
Mhm.
Now. I think we can
Yeah.
work something over this, right? And he like smiles sweetly at the man. You look like you have a very refined taste, you know? I understand that point completely. I was once called a very nice 1951 wine.
Where do I track bennies on my sheet, Dustin? Don't see it.
On your name tag, you've
Okay.
got 3.
Yeah.
So where your name is on your sheet, just touch the icon for the bennies, drag one, and plop it on there.
I don't see it. My
don't
name
see it?
tag on the sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so right at the
um,
bottom.
I see it.
Right at the bottom.
Yeah,
Mhm.
where your name is, and then above that you've got your Benny's token. Just above it.
Yeah, make sure you get it back though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, how do I put it back?
Right click on it and choose Take Card. There you go. You got it.
There.
All right. So, can you get yours, Oliver?
No, like I'm lost in my character sheet. Sorry, where is it?
Don't mess with your character sheet. Go to the map.
Right, okay. All right. Okay.
All right. On the map where everybody's name is,
Yeah. All right. I see the bennies there. Yeah. Sorry, my mistake.
click on. Yep. And then just drag it and drop it on.
It's not dragging. It's not moving.
Well, you got to click it
Oh,
up
there
to
we go.
bring out
Yeah,
your.
okay,
There you go. You got it. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'll take that one, and now I'm at 2 bennies. All right. So you made it in.
Sorry.
Arthur, the guy looks you up and down. He sees you're a kitsune. He just kind of nudges, lets you know you can go on in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, like Felix looks at this guy's like, you've seen me here a few times. I don't think it'll be a problem.
Roll
Just
me
walks
persuasion.
in, eh? Oi.
Nice.
It's like, he gives you this little smirk. It's like, of course, Captain. Or should I say, Mr. Big Tipper? The girls
Yeah.
are waiting.
They can wait later. He walks in, just kind of just hobbles in.
Alrighty. Alright, so the music's going, everybody's talking, you know, people are like schmoozing. There's this one member of the union up front just dancing, like glistens in the light, you know, and you don't know why.
Like-
You don't.
That's a madman.
He's a very-
over there.
He is a madman. But you can move around, you can talk, and start asking questions if you want.
So, like,
I'm gonna head to the dance floor, show off some human moves.
yeah.
Which moves?
So the girls to the right, are they like? Do they know this girl that we're looking for over here?
You can ask them if you
Go
want.
ask them. Try them.
Yeah.
Is
So
any of them the two I mentioned?
Wait. Max, Felix, don't go try and speak into them until I give you an advantage with these dance moves.
All right. So actually, yes, Hank, roll for us to see if you can get advantage.
Right, what am I
Because if
rolling
you
on?
succeed, I'll tell you what. This is going to be an extended check, which means you're going to give me 3 rolls, and you need to
Jeez.
succeed at 2.
Right.
If you do, you're going to give your teammates +2 talking to the girls.
So is it athletics, persuasion, and
Athletics. Just athletics.
or just athletics?
Yep.
Boom.
Oh, there's one.
Right. That's one. One success. Give me another one.
Another athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Oh,
It's
here we
another
go.
success. Roll me one more time to see if you crit fail.
5.
Still made it. Okay. So you guys are all gonna get a +2. Eshona, you said what were the names of the characters?
Whiskers and Princess Mewtwo.
Okay. You can hold down on a token or an area, and it will give you one of those big circles. So pick out which 2 you want. You want her to be Princess Mewtwo, I'm guessing?
Yeah, this is Princess Mewtwo. This is Whiskers.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it, Emma.
All right. Which one was Whiskers?
Ginger.
Redtail.
All right, right here. Whiskers.
Yeah, Ginger.
Everybody loves gingers.
Actually, I definitely love.
They wouldn't be watching if they didn't.
Okay. All righty. So, Hank, you're sitting there. Describe your moves. Come on, tell me what you do.
So Hank is the best robot you've ever seen, obviously, because
Mhm.
he is literally an android. So good at doing the robot that he has to like tone it down a little bit so that people still think he's human. Popping and locking, giving it all of that. They're doing the robot basically, and then pops and locks himself into some windmill moves and some proper breakdancing, legs in the air, spinning on his head style.
Mhm.
With those 3 successful effects rolls, yeah, he's doing some proper windmilling, breakdancing, spinning all over the place. Like a b-boy in New York in the 80s, man. Killing it.
I feel it. I feel it. You got your Adidas ready. All
Mm-hmm.
righty. So, because of that, and because people see that you're part of Hank's crew, you folks are gonna get like +2 because people are sitting there, they're cheering him. They're like, "All right." And Shauna, you spot Whiskers and Mewtwo, who you know. I'll let you sit down. We'll start with you, Shauna.
Okay.
How do you,
And
Shonai, how do you open up your conversation with Whiskers and Mewtwo?
I go over to them and say, "Hey, girls, how's
Hi.
how's it going?" They've got these like sort of like exaggerated cat-like movements while they're talking to you, and they're just like, you know how it is. Yeah, absolutely. No, I do not miss doing this back in my days. Ugh. So, I have here, I have heard around the vine that the girl when it's not around anymore, there's something happened to her. You guys know that you can talk to me easily. Like I never spilled your secrets. You never spilled mine. So we're good. The 3 of us.
They kind of look at each other nervously because this is a little bit, uh-oh moment. Roll me persuasion and include your +2 from Hank's dancing.
Like over here where
Mm-hmm.
it says +0.
Yes.
Yeah, add it there. Excuse me. Yeah.
All right, so you get a 7, and they're like, well, you know, she did go missing, but it wasn't the madam that did it. It's like,
I never mentioned the madam.
oh, trust me, if one of us goes missing, she's usually the cause of it. And they lean in. It's like, you gotta stay in line. You understand? And then they're like, but the last time I saw her, she was entertaining this guy from Flotilla Oceania. You know, that city where they
Yeah,
all think it's, yeah.
Yeah, the one they call the Forgotten Continent.
Hmm?
Yeah, the Forgotten Continent.
Yeah, because they all think it's like 1934, no matter what year it is. Those guys are
Yeah.
weird. And it's like, oh my gosh, some kind of like radio play? What's a
Yeah,
radio? I don't know.
Like, can't they get on with what's new? Like, hello, the 1980s, 1934 have passed. They are no longer on right now. Like, ugh. But yeah, so how does this man look like? Do you guys remember?
So he had on like one of those old kind of hats, you know, like the kind they wear in the black and white movies. And I mean, he was really well dressed, but have you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
No, and you mean the fedora about the hat?
Yeah, one of those, and like a
Ugh.
button-up shirt and a tie and a blazer, but it was all clean. And he walked around with this weird book, right? He gave me the creeps, and Whiskers is like, he gave me the creeps. It's like,
You-
listen, he
Yeah.
gave me the creeps, and I've slept with Blaze over there. Listen, that guy was weird.
So I understand you. First red flag was that fedora. You know those guys that say they are nice, but they're absolute misogynists and are absolutely trying to get under your dresses? Yeah, those are the guys that wear fedoras. And I know, poor Gaela has a very bad taste. I mean, I point at my captain. I can't really judge her at times, but the poor girl. Still, this man, really?
Mew's like, well, it was something different. Like, you know, I know what you're talking about. Like, never trust one of those hat guys. But he was more, you know, like just being around him made me feel weird. And Galea, she got into it. Like, at first she was all like, yeah, it's just a job. And then she was like, oh, but he's so deep. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's crazy.
No, those guys are never deep. Usually go for the young ones. Like, can't they be any more obvious that they are just trying to get it on with the easiest prey? I swear to God, we have to teach these girls nowadays never to trust men. If any man approaches you, immediately kick them on the balls. That's how it should be. That's how my mama taught me. So.
The girls
Sure.
sort of lean back and then they like roll out their hands and like these big sharp razor claws appear, and they're like, sweetie, we don't kick.
Yeah.
You're right, you're right, and that's what I like about you two. That's what I like about you two.
But no, this is not a place where you find prey. We are the predators here. And I don't know, something about it just seemed to flip the script. It's like, oh, we're not. Guys come in and we smile and we dance and they spend a lot of money and they really learn to like us.
Yeah,
This
I think.
guy.
Yeah, like my captain should have open here at all times. Like I know the gist already from seeing that.
This guy, I don't know. He wasn't coming here for the same thing the other guys were. But he left, and she kind of pauses, like she's thinking for a minute. Roll me persuasion again.
With the advantage or
Yeah, with advantage. Yeah, with the +2.
Oh, you got it because of the +2.
okay. Yeah.
So he looks over, she looks over, and she's like, he had this book, you know?
You told me. What did the book look like?
It was old. Like, it was really old and had sort of worn out, sort of grimy pages. and I think he left it with her. Like, he was hanging around her, and then he was just gone. And after he was gone, she kept the book.
Didn't she have a Kindle? Like, you know, one of those electronic ones?
Roll me
To
common
read from?
knowledge. Roll me common knowledge, but you won't get the +2 on that one.
Oh, come on.
You won't need it. All right. On Flotilla Oceania, books are banned. So for this guy to be
Oh.
walking around with a book,
Oh.
that meant he had something illegal.
Oh shit.
All right, so I believe Captain Mason, you were trying to, like, we'll move on if you don't mind, Emma. Are you good with what you found out?
Is it enough? Is it enough? I will just stay and talk shit with the girls now.
You just, like, they'll order some drinks, you can kick a few back. Cool.
I just stay in between them, like we're talking shit about everyone. Like, I swear the robot we have now, completely nuts.
You don't have a robot.
All right. Alrighty. Captain Mason, what were you planning on doing? You were gonna do some networking?
Yeah, he was just wanting to talk up this girl. He probably's not seen her before, but probably knows about the girl that he's looking for. You know, he's sweet on the girl, and it's like, you know, I heard that she's missing, and he's like, hey, I don't know if you're new or not, but I don't know if she's a friend of yours, but she's been missing. I've heard that she's been missing for a bit, and don't know if you know anything about that or see something about it.
Give me a persuasion roll at +2.
All right.
Hank's mojo is still filling the room.
Yeah, Hank is hanking it out. Understandable.
All right.
There you go.
He's
That's
just
the
like,
thing.
no, little old me. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I'm so thirsty. If only somebody buy me a drink.
What? No, wouldn't that be a 5 because of the +2?
You know what?
Yeah, it's +2
You
still.
are right. She starts thinking it over, and she sort of breaks character, and she's like, yeah, listen, I don't know that much about it. I do know that Galea got a little weird on us. Do you want me to call Tom? I think he can fill you in on things.
Yeah, you know, he's like, yeah, send Tom. He looks over where, Shona is, and he's like, I'm gonna be over there with her. Just have him come over there.
Okay. All right, so she touches her little side piece, her little earbud, and then she gives you the thumbs up and winks. And then
Yeah,
she's gonna go over.
All right.
After a couple of minutes, this large, sort of imposing gentleman comes over. He's also a kitsune, but for those of you who have been there on a fairly regular basis, this gentleman is known as Mr. Tom, and he manages the establishment.
T-Boy, how's it going?
Doing all right, Mr. Mason. How are you this afternoon?
Good. He's sitting at the bar with the other ladies, and he's like, I heard one of your girls have ended up gone, and I might want to help out. You know, your boss out. Maybe we can find her for her.
He looks over at Whiskers and Mewtwo, and he sort of nods, and they nod back, and they smile at Eshanai, and then they just sort of like whisk off into the distance.
Bye bye.
All right, so he's going to assume a position. He's going to say, you're probably going to want to call all your people here so I don't have to say this more than once.
All right. Well, it's like, you know, he just taps whatever we have used as a communication device, or just kind of waves over the other two.
Arthur, give me a notice check. Five. Arthur, one of the girls is actually trying to pick your pocket.
Oh,
I'm like, oh shit.
there's nothing in there,
Which
mate.
one?
Just let her get on with it. She might touch her
This one
wiener
right here.
by accident.
I'll then,
Damn, it's always the cute ones.
Mm-hmm.
with that, I'll just turn around and put my hand on my pocket and just turn around and go, no, you can't do that to the same. We're one and the same. You know?
She just kind of shrugs, is like, sure, look me up later. And then she winks and walks off.
Okay.
This bitch.
No.
Okay, watch out for the smiles.
Good job, you ain't.
You're actually going to feel something in your pocket.
Hey, yo.
Okay.
She's dropped a grenade in you. That old video game
Take-
classic when you've got inventories
Do you
and
take it out and
NPCs.
look?
Yes, I'll take it on Alec.
It's a card that says sky blue.
Mhm.
So she just left you like a calling card. She wasn't taking something out, she was sneaking something in.
Okay. And
Yo.
I take it that's their name, yeah?
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
It's got this like little like cloud looking she's got a kitty cat pictogram, but it's shaped like a cloud. It's got that sort of like wispy design to it.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you've got a coupon for some social time with her later if you wanted.
Discount. Half off.
Right?
He needs 100% off. He's a shit thief. He's got no money.
That's true.
This is
I
just,
have no money.
this is just Arthur bullying at this point. We're all just bullying the man.
She's just showing him how
alright.
crap a thief he is. He's got nothing in his pockets, but she managed to pick his and drop something in it.
Nah, he's looking around. It's kind of like cute girl. Ooh, damn. Which one do I choose from?
It's like,
Kinda
oh, he's young, rugged, he doesn't have a job, he's perfect. Alright.
Wow.
That's my type. That's my type.
He's handsome and unemployed? Anyway,
He's
Yeah.
handsome and has daddy issues. Sign me up.
alright, so Tom, he waits for everybody to get there. It's like, alright, so you're interested in the job, right?
Yes.
I look at the captain.
He's gonna snap his fingers and somebody's gonna bring over a tray of drinks. He's gonna say, go ahead, have a few. I'll fill you in on what the problem is, and
Thank you.
here's what it comes down to. We're missing a girl, and I don't like it when the girls go missing. I feel responsible for their safety most of the time. Her name is Galea, and she's a performer here. She works in the front, and then she does some work in the back. We won't get into that, all right? The point of it is, I'm willing to pay about $250 per person in scrap if you're willing to find out where she is and bring her back. And I'll double that if you bring her back to me safely. Now listen, the most important part of this job is keep your mouths shut. I don't want the madam finding out about this, because if she does, she'll get real mad at Galea.
Yeah, I know how the madam is.
Yeah. And I know how she is too. And listen to me, I got nothing but respect for her. let's call a spade a spade. People who don't do what she wants go missing. And I don't like it when my girls go missing. So I'm willing to dole out a good portion of money for you to be quiet and bring her home safe. Can you do that?
He looks at everybody. It's like, I would agree, and if including that cover our bill that we have accumulated so far here.
He snaps his fingers and he does this whole wipe away motion. And for those of you that are watching, someone over in the corner just sort of nods and they move some things around on a pad. And he's like, consider it done.
All right,
go find my girl.
All right, he passes me. You know, I'm always there for you, T. You know, I've always been there.
All right. You got any questions before you go?
So when was the last day that she's been around? You know, like who she's been around with? Any, you know, not normal people that she's been associating with?
There was this big spender came in from Oceania, you know? Real skinny type, but weird. Yeah, you know. All of those Dirtsiders, they're all a little strange if you ask me, but this one had a special creep to him. Spinning big stacks of cash, though, so how do you say no to that? Yeah.
Did he give a name out?
Did she give his
the
name out?
Yeah,
Job.
the name in general.
The guy's name was Job. That's all she called him.
All right.
Yeah, but like the description, what the guy looks like, anything particular scars? He had a hair a certain way, or?
So, he was really tall. He was thin. Like, not just thin, he was gaunt. Like, kind of sallow, too. He looked like a skeleton, almost. Like, it's this weird sort of... The guy looked like he hadn't eaten in a month or so, but also looked like he could pick up a bus, if that makes up any sense at all.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
And did he have anything with him when he came in?
You know, just the stuff that he was wearing.
That?
Yeah, you know, he had on like his regular clothes. He had this book. That seemed to be the big thing, was just this book. I think he had a pistol, but we checked that at the door.
All right then.
Do you remember what the book looked like?
It was big, you know, like one of those encyclopedia types. You ever been down to the temple and they try to read one of those like holy books to you?
Nah, I don't. If I go inside one of those, I burn.
Yeah, me too. I'm not really welcome there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what he had. Best I could tell you.
All right then.
Yeah.
I think we can try and find him now.
Yes.
Did he mention anywhere or anything like that?
No,
Any place of staying?
he left. He left pretty early, in all honesty, and then it was like 3 or 4 days later she left. So
Quick question. I'm asking you, DM. So do cameras exist
cameras do exist, yes.
now in character? Do
Yeah.
you have a camera system? Maybe from the outside?
That is going to take a raise. You're going to need to roll me persuasion, and it's going to need to be a big one because he does not like the idea of people looking in on his business. All right. You didn't get high enough. He looks at you, he's like, yeah, there are cameras, but we don't let outsiders see them. No offense.
None taken.
Do you know where she was living at? Did she have like a place she was staying or somebody she was staying with that
Yeah.
we can go to?
He'll give you the address. She had a little cot in one of those community housing areas. He'll tell you where to go and how to find her.
Okay. He looks at everybody else. Is like, well, I say we head out and check this out.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
maybe that's the first place we go is her place to see
Yep.
if she's left in a hurry,
Yep.
maybe, or if we can tell that kind of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go. And he turns to leave.
Thank you, Mr.
Once
Tom.
they are out... Once they are outside, like outside of the building, Eshona is going to grab Philip by the arm and Felix by the arm and whisper in his ear, "She had the book."
He raises his eyebrow and kind of nods and is like, well, let's go find her. You know.
No. Felix, you are not understanding this. Stop thinking with the other head and think with this one. He had the book he was scribbling. A man from Oceania, where the books are banned. Un segundo. Can you guys give me a second, please?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Okay. So you are down to one. And I believe you talked Mr. Tom into covering your drinks and all of that jazz. So we're going to add another day. So you bought yourself some time.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, you know, that can help us out.
Back up to 2. Okay.
Mhm.
Right, so let's check out this. Got me a bit of town where this stripper lives.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
what I was thinking. Does anybody know? Did we get a location?
Oh,
Yeah,
the captain
you're
knows it like the back of his
Oh.
wiener.
Hey, where my stick goes is my business.
You know these streets like the back of your hand. Don't try and kid us on.
My hands are clean sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Your hands are not clean. I can assure you.
No, they are. He
not.
wears gloves like
And
a
I
professional.
realized.
Okay, yeah, let's go look for this address.
All right. So you find your way down there. It's in a bad. Well, everywhere is a bad part of town in the Lost Sea. But you make your way down there. You can roam around. Give me notice checks. You can network if you want. You know, ask around. Tell me what you wanna. Tell me what you're looking for.
Firstly, I'm just looking around the area for our safety, so I'm going to make a notice check, I guess. Oh god, I don't know, it's nothing. Somebody's just
I
about to
mean,
kill
this-
us all, and I don't see it.
Yeah, it looks normal. Everything about this place looks normal for where you're at. Anybody else want to notice anything?
I want to notice something. Maybe I'm already noticing it.
Yeah. So
Alrighty.
I want to start having. I want to have a look around this area and see
Okay.
what this mark is on the floor.
I want to check on these people myself.
Sure thing. Alright, let's go ahead and to keep it all straight, what everybody's doing, I'm going to give us turn order.
Okay.
And with that turn order, we will sort of see what everybody's up to. And turn. And turn. And turn. And turn. We're going to deal one card. All players deal cards to turn order. Oh, Captain Mason.
Joker?
You got a black joker, so that means everybody on your side gets a Benny.
You're welcome, crew.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank
Well
you very
done.
much.
All right, I'm gonna drop mine because I don't get one, only the players do. Captain, you're going to get a +2 to your trait roll. What's the first thing that you want to do?
I want to probably common knowledge if he remembers, because he probably helped her out before taking her here, because one night they might have hung out, and he's trying to remember if it the right ways, because it's like a maze sometimes down here. He's trying to remember if it's the right, like if it's left, right, or we're trying to go through. So his brain's trying to like remember. It might have been a half drunken stupor when they were hanging out one night, and he just trying to remember it going the right way.
Okay. Go ahead and give me common knowledge roll.
Okay.
We add a +2, so that would be 7. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this is not intended to be there. And also, this is not intended to be there either. So those are the first two things that you come across that make you say something is wrong.
Okay. I look at everybody else and I'm like, yeah. So I'm looking around to see, like, is the place like disheveled, like there's things thrown around, like the place could look like got tossed or no?
There are a lot less people than there are supposed to be. There should be about 15 to 20 people in this room living in a common area, but it looks like there's only 2 people left.
But does this look like human remains? People remains? Humanoid remains?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Nasty. Obviously, I recognise that because I'm human.
Right. I have one of these inside of my body. That is how I know.
I've got one of them.
Speaking of which, Captain Mason, before we move on, was there anything else you wanted to do or anything you wanted to say?
Like he's like, this is kind of awkward. There's not a lot of people here, and he noticed like the big yellow stain in that one. It's like, hey, he looks over to Arthur. Hey, talk to the other 2 people that still around here, and he's gonna look around at, look around her living area, see if he can find something.
Okay.
Alrighty. So with that, we're gonna move on. Hank, what are you doing?
Well, I made a notice
while
roll,
that's
but I
happening?
failed. So I was looking around for our safety. I was looking around to see if anybody was watching us actually, but I failed my roll.
You don't see anything. Like, you don't see anything, but it's your turn now. So if you can make another notice roll.
That's what I'm gonna do.
you want it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, and I'm looking around for our safety. So I'm looking in the back, all the areas, the shadowy corners and stuff to see. And I'm using my Android like infravision, like to see heat patterns and stuff, so I can see people that are hiding and things.
Right.
Maybe not. Right. I'm gonna spend a penny for a reroll. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
It's better.
That's 5.
Okay, I got a 5.
You got a 5? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you are not safe.
Oh.
Nope. You guys are not safe at all. As you're walking around, you start to notice that there aren't that many people there. But there are rats. And the rats seem to be acting a bit strange. They're sort of congregating and they're moving slowly.
I'll say, Captain, fellows. I'll keep. Yeah, watch out for those rats. They're acting a little strange. Watch out. They don't become hostile. There's a lot of them grouped together.
I have my sword out.
I'm start aiming my weapon if I have one.
Right.
Do I have a weapon?
Eshane.
My turn.
Yes, ma'am.
So, the 2 people in front of me, right? These 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are they alive?
They
First
are
question.
alive. They're kind of standing there,
Like nothing?
Like everything's sort of, like they're hesitant because they feel like something's wrong. Let me tag them really quick.
I take out my javelin and I look at them. Fellas, I think you should take out your weapons. My friends over here look a bit uncomfortable. And maybe we can both help each other out now.
All right, they look at you. One of them's got a bolt spear. That's like a spear with a gun on it. He pulls it down. He's like, "We don't want any trouble." And the other one pulls out like a torch, and it's like, "Yeah, we're not really here to fight."
Neither are we. I'm not to fight with you. Just there are many rats over here. Now that I think about it. Anyway, we wanted to ask you some questions. If it's okay.
Right now, they're a bit standoffish. They're a bit.
Can I?
Yeah. You
Do
can
you
roll.
Notice for like a vibe check of these two?
You mean like sense motive, something to
Yeah.
that effect?
Psychology.
Yeah, you can roll notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not hostile. They're afraid. Like they live here, and there's a reason why they're not affected by whatever's going on.
Sir, there are literally guts over there that look like peace, and the rats are surrounding us. Do you know what's happening?
It's like we don't know. We just came home, and gosh, there was blood on the floor, and there were these like bloody footprints and bloody hoof prints, and some of this isn't human.
Say what?
Something's off.
Did you say bloody hoof? Or did you say bloody foot?
You said both bloody footprints and hoofprints.
Yeah.
Alright, so is it like do I see the hoof prints?
Yeah.
Can I tell from what type of animal it is?
Do you have a survival skill?
I do not.
Anyone with a survival skill, since you can point it out to them, anyone with a survival skill can make that roll. So if you've got it, check your sheets and let me know.
Nope.
Nope.
Surprise enough.
Don't have no survival.
The great thing about Savage Worlds is that you actually can roll an unskilled skill. So if you roll unskilled, it'll give a D4 -2. Anybody who wants to do that can.
I'll give an unskilled roll with my D4 -2. I can't get a success, but...
I mean, my Black Joker's still in effect, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So you could actually roll it at D4.
Alright.
I will try rolling too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got it actually.
You got an 8.
Oh,
Oh, look at that dice exploding. I love that. Love that. It's my fave.
Eshonai, the captain, you two, you've been friends for a while, right? I'm going to assume that the way you were hanging out at the bar. And then you're just sitting there talking and you're looking at it, and all of a sudden you look over at the bloody prints, and then you look over at the rats, and then you look at the prints, and then you look at the rats, and all of a sudden it clicks. These hooves are not hoofs, they're rat paws. There is a rat that's the size of a man walking on 2 legs.
Oh.
legs?
A rat man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legs?
Yes.
2 legs. Yeah.
Do you You remember when we went down the sewers to get that lost ring for that nobleman who because he lost it on his bachelor party that had to get into the sewers to get it?
I think so.
Do you wanna go back to catch Ratman over here?
Well, I guess I don't know if this Ratman is the cause of this or has somehow to deal with it. I just say that so these things look hostile or no?
They look hostile, but they look hostile in that sort of waiting hostile. They're waiting for you to do something.
Don't have a gun, do I,
In fact-
Dustin?
You should have a gun.
Do I? I thought I seen a bayonet. I didn't see a gun.
It should be on your pistol.
Those rats approach us right now.
Slapdash revolver. I do see it now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The rats are just slowly walking towards you, and it looks like they're kind of walking in step.
Oh.
Yeah,
For a
so-
moment there, it's like they're stepping and they're perfectly quiet and they're all sort of stepping together.
So, and there's only these two groups that we see, right?
That you see, yes.
I yell at the other guys. It's like, hey, you take the ones up top. We'll take care of the bottoms. And he just runs over there with his, runs at these ones with his his saber and cutlass and cuts at them. Come on,
All right.
fellow monsters.
Okay. Before we do that, Arthur, while all of that's going on, before we jump into combat, was there
Okay.
anything you wanted to do?
Yeah, so I noticed something on the floor here.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to check this out and see whether it's a clue of any sort or whether there's anything in this area that's abused. Wanted to check really out what this is on the floor.
Take a Benny.
Hmm.
All right.
So that's a key.
Yeah. It's someone, and it looks like it's been scratched into the floor. Like, it looks like all of the rats had gotten together and scratched a key shape into the floor. Do you have the occult skill?
No.
All right. Does
No.
anybody have... If anybody has the occult skill, you can roll on that, and I'll give you a little hint.
Nope.
And if you wanted to roll unskilled, I'll give you a very vague hint.
I have an edge on the
Mate,
edges.
mate,
Streetwise.
I got an 11 on
Would that be
unskilled.
able to help give me a bit more of an advantage on the roll of an unskilled?
I will go ahead and say that because it's something that people would trade in, I will let you make that roll just at a normal D4.
I got
Because Streetwise gives you a +2. Now your mechanic, since he's superhuman,
got an 11.
figured something out, something mechanical. So go ahead, Arthur, and give me your Streetwise, or give me your notice roll for it. Now roll your D6 and let's see what you get.
Oh yeah, you still get your wild dice.
Yeah. Roll me a D6 and we'll see what the D6 comes with. Alright, well that looks like a crit fail in all honesty.
Can I
Oh, no.
spend a
right.
penny then to redo that?
Alright, it's not a crit fail because... that was a 2. Okay, yeah. Spend a Benny, just drop it out, and I'll pick it up. Alright, and re-roll.
Oh,
Bit better, mate.
yeah.
5. So, Arthur, you're going to go over there and you're going to tell Hank that, you saw this and it looked like the rats had carved the key in the floor. And Hank, the rest of them don't know this, but you're a machine, and as a machine, you think in mechanical terms. Keys are meant to open doors.
Yeah. Do I see anything around the immediate area that looks like it could be a door, that it wouldn't be an obvious door, like a secret door, I guess?
You got a raise. You got a raise, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a big hint as to where a door might be.
Okay. Gonna go over here then and check out what this stuff is, and then maybe what's under it.
It looks like things have crawled through it, and some of those giant hooves or giant rat paws are tracked into the yellow stuff.
Right, I'm gonna try and look around for a door or a way of opening it then.
Alright, so you move close to the substance, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you touch it, the rats all look at you and hiss.
Oh, I'll hiss back.
Alright, and we are getting into combat now.
Nice.
Deal cards to turn order.
Let's
Card
go.
by suite. The rats go first.
The rat's got an ace.
Yep. Hank, the rats are going to run over to you before they attack anybody else. Alright, so let's bring up their stats. They are a rat swarm. They inflict 2d4 damage on their turn. They don't get an actual attack, but this is automatic damage. So they're
Ooh.
just going to run up and start biting you. And that 4 explodes, so they're going to do a total of 7 damage to you.
Okay.
That was the first one. What's your toughness?
Toughness is, where do I find that at?
On your character sheet.
Yeah, base 6, current 6.
Basics. Do you have any armor?
No, armor 0.
Alright, so they are going to shake you. The first one's going to shake you. So we are going to represent it with, let's see, where's my shake it token?
No,
We're going to say this one's, yeah,
I'm shaking.
there we go. That's your shaken token. It's the little swirly one. Alright, so you are shaken. The second one's going to come up and attack you next. That 4 explodes. That 4 explodes. So 5, 12. Alright. So you're shaken. Since it gets over your toughness, that's going to automatically wound you. And divide by 4,
3.
you get how many wounds you got?
Divide what by 4? Sorry, 12.
Yep.
3 wounds.
How many?
Is that what I'm divided by 12? That number there? Is that what I divide by 4? Sorry.
12, yeah.
Yeah. So 3. Is
So-
that 3? 3
All right,
wounds.
subtract your toughness from 12.
All right.
so you
It's
had-
6. Yeah.
6. All right, so it's 6. And then you had 1. So yeah, you're at 1 wound.
1 wound. Okay. I've clicked the shaking button on my character sheet.
Okay. All right. Now, did you want to soak to prevent taking any damage?
So what? Right. Okay. So explain that.
What you would do is you would drop a Benny.
Right. Yeah. Oh
Then you
yeah.
would roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll drop a Benny.
All right. And now you did get a Benny from a few minutes ago, didn't you? Or that was
That wasn't
Arthur who
me.
got it. All right.
So do I
Arthur, you got a
remove the shaking now because I used that Benny and remove the wound?
no. Roll your vigor
Oh. Okay.
and tell me what you get.
I got a 3. I must have a
Alright,
minus
that
1
is-
on that because of the wound.
It's a 4 because you don't count the wounds first. So I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to say that you went ahead and you got that, and since you're not wounded, you're also not shaken. So these things run at you and they start biting you, but you're able to dodge and to move enough.
Okay. Shit, I didn't mean to press that.
No, it's okay. You're all good. And it is your turn. You are being attacked by a pair of rat swarms.
Can I attack twice in one round with my 2 hands? Is that a thing?
It's called a multi-action penalty. So what would happen is you take a -2 on both actions.
I think I'm probably just going to fight with one hand. And what do you think is better here, Dustin? My bayonet or my gun?
Your bayonet, and I'll tell you why. A pistol at close range would have to match their parry. So at close range, either one is going to have to match the parry. At a distance, it would have to be 4 for your revolver. So either one, I'll put it to you like this. In terms of damage, which one does more damage?
The bayonet does strength plus 1d4, and the revolver does 2d6. So what's my strength? D6. So d6 plus d4 isn't as good as 2d6. So the revolver is more damage.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that for the swarm, all right, so one of the special attributes of a swarm is that you really need to either do area of effect damage, or you can do just strength damage because you're stomping on one out of many. So I would say if you want to attack these things, yeah.
So
and I would do you can only do your strength damage when you're affecting these. So just roll your strength and see what you get.
I don't roll fighting, I roll strength.
Roll fighting first, yeah,
fighting
to see if you can match them. They have +2 parry because they're a swarm. Alrighty. Their parry is 4. You are going to get them.
So now I roll just strength? Or...
Okay. Roll your strength. Alright. 5. They have a toughness of 7. You're stomping out a few of them, but there's so many, they just keep coming. And they keep attacking.
I don't roll damage,
you
no?
Can...
I don't roll damage,
the
just
strength...
the strength.
Yeah, the strength is the damage. That's what you got, because that's one of their special abilities is you're not rolling strength plus whatever, you're just attacking one out of many.
Okay.
Because it's a swarm feature. Alright. But they're not wild cards, so they'll go down once you do some damage to them.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if anybody has grenades or flashbangs or something to that effect, that would be an area of effect weapon, and that would be very useful against them.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Got some goggles and some coveralls, no grenades.
Arthur, you're next.
Okay, so I think I'll most probably run up and use my cutlass. If I can move up to this side of the field, seeing Hank in danger, I will use my cutlass on that.
Alright. So, because they're a swarm, they're only going to take strength damage. So, let's start out. Roll your fighting. And Hank is engaged with them, so you're going to get a +1 from the gang up bonus. Alright, so yes, that's going to hit him. Now roll your strength to see if you do any kind of special damage. 4. No, you need to get a 7.
Okay.
But you are doing pretty good against them. Alright. Eshonai, you saw Hank wander over to this pile of yellow gunk, this yellow grime, and all of a sudden the rats, they all just attacked him at once.
Can I try to move closer to try to swoop away the rats? Like push them away as a swarm with it using the javelin as a brush.
So you want to try and sweep on them?
Yep.
Look under your edges and tell me what you have.
Get my what?
Edges. On your character sheet, look under that one's marked edges.
Here. A brawler.
Okay. You know what? I really do like cinematics. So if you want to spend a Benny to do that, I will let you do it. If you want to spend a
I will
Benny
so.
to try and sweep on them.
Yep. So I will get closer first. Like
Okay.
right here on the mud.
All right. I'm gonna need something from you very quickly.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to make a spirit check. On your character sheet.
Ooh, solid.
Oh yeah. You get this flash as soon as you step into that yellow substance, that like such, it's like you almost slip, but then all of a sudden you see this vision of like dead eyes wandering through this black void, wandering around this area. It's like you see sort of like ghost hunched over, and then you're back to reality without missing a beat.
Not today, Satan. And I swoop at the little ones.
All right. Roll fighting. You have Hank is engaged with them, so you're going to add a +1 from your gang up bonus.
And let me add the +1, so
You should have the biggest dice for this out of all of us. Come on.
Uh-huh.
All right, that is going to hit. They got a 4. That's not a raise. Actually, no, because you got the gang up, it would be a raise, so that's 8. So, roll me your damage, and since you got a raise, add D6.
what do I roll?
Roll your damage. What weapon are you using?
The javelin.
The javelin's a throwing weapon.
Yeah, but like I'm using it as a like rush.
Okay.
Like a I don't remember the word.
All right, so that is going to be a total of 8 because you got a raise. So the bonus damage is added. That is enough to shake these guys.
As I do that, I go like, hey, that shoot, get away, fuck.
Captain Mason, what would you like to do? Oh, Emma, did you spend a Benny?
Oh no, I will spend a penny.
Okay.
Here we
As
go.
it's going through, I'm gonna move right here and gang up on this one right here. So if I can see, we can finish this thing off. And then-
Alrighty.
Ah, damn rodents always causing trouble.
Alrighty.
And I'm attack him with my cutlass.
So here's the thing. I let Emma spend a Benny to get the sweep. I'll let you do the same thing if you wanted to with your cutlass to make a swipe at it.
Oh, sure, yeah, I do that.
All right, so drop a Benny, and I will take that.
Sure.
And now, Eshonai and Hank are both ganged up on this thing, so add +2 to your fighting.
Okay.
Get 'em, Cap. Get 'em.
Plus 2 to that, so that's 7.
7. That's gonna hit. Not with a raise though.
Yeah.
Now roll me some damage. And you need to beat a 7 in order to kill them.
A
Oh,
12.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. She knocks him up into the air and you cut him down. So those rats die. I'm gonna need a spirit check from you though, Captain.
Okay.
Actually, no, not a spirit check. Give me a vigor check.
Okay. 4.
All right, you're good to go, but here's what happens. You're able to cut through several of those things all at once, but when you do, you see there's this sort of like yellow pus coming out of their bisected bodies, and the bodies are still moving and looking around, even though they should be dead. There's no blood. There's no blood coming out of the rats.
So, yeah, so there's some kind of fungi or some weird pus thing component.
So this guy may be a comedian?
No, it's probably something that's more deadlier than you think.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I love puns, so take a Benny there.
No, she's just being punny.
Puny mortals.
All right, so. All right, these guys, they're gonna attack Hank again.
Of course they are, because I'm a human. They want to attack the human.
They love the taste of human flesh.
One. Haha.
They crit fail. They do nothing. Nothing. Ashone,
You do nothing, Jon Snow.
give me another spirit check.
Is it because I'm sitting on the piss?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh ho 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 ho!
You in your vision, you're seeing another flash. Everybody's headed to the dock. There's this strange urge to go down to the docks. You know, you got to go down to the docks, and something tells you you need to bash Hank's head in. But it's not really got a hold of you, so you can tell that voice that wants you to bash Hank's head in. You can tell it whatever you want.
No, I do not want to bash my friendly robot over here. He's nice.
I'm a human.
Just move out of-
You're gonna blow my cover. Human mechanic.
Yeah, my human friend who does drag. Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. I let you do the sweep last time. I'm going to limit that to once per encounter like this, okay?
Right. I will not do the sweep again. I
Yeah.
will move out of the base floor.
All right, cool deal. The rats you'll be able to still get the gang up bonus, but whatever damage you do is just going to be strength.
All
Now,
right.
Arthur, you didn't do the spend to Benny sweep thing before,
No.
so if you wanted to this time around, you could.
Okay.
All righty, but Shone, you're up. What would you like to do?
I say I will move outside of the base floor, and I will say to the guys, "Hey everyone, do not go over to the base. It talks." And I will try to stab at one of the rats over here.
Okay. Give me a fighting. You get a +2 because of the gang up bonus.
What a great idea for a sweep attack if I do get another turn. A great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Pray I get another
You
turn.
and Arthur can do it, because you haven't done it yet. Ooh, that's a crit fail there.
Yeah, I did roll the first time, so I took again. But yeah, let's go with a crit fail.
All right. So, you're going to hit Hank. The voice is, you're just like, no, I'm not going to hit my friend. But in the process of telling it, you're going to swing back. Roll me what damage you would do.
With the javelin.
Yeah, with a javelin.
Jeez, oh.
And I only do that because I wanted to, okay, Hank? Do not go around thinking stuff.
All right, you were swinging, and it told you to hit Hank, and you said no, and you targeted it, but in the process of aiming for it, you forgot that Hank was in the swing. So you only tap him. You don't actually hurt him.
Okay, great. Sorry.
All right.
Ouch, you'll hurt my human nerves and my pain sensors. I mean nerves.
All right. Captain Mason, you see all of this going on. What would you like to do?
Well, I was like, damn, you can't handle a few rats. He runs over there and starts whacking.
All right, so give me a fighting roll, and you have 3 people helping you, so fighting plus 3.
Okay. So that's
That
a 13.
That will hit with a raise. So roll strength and add a d6 because you get the raise. Strength is under your attributes. All right, so a total of 8. That's enough to shake the rats.
There you go, gents.
Nice.
All right.
Attempt to finish
Hank.
them here. So in an attempt to finish them, I'm going to do my version of the sweep attack. And Hank's version of the sweep attack is he's going to do a windmill leg sweep breakdance move.
Alrighty, so spin that Benny,
Let's go.
and you get plus 3 because you've got your teammates are corralling it.
So it's fighting plus 3.
Mm-hmm. Because you got the gang up bonus.
I forgot to add the plus 3. That's an 8.
That's an 8. That will most definitely hit with a raise. So roll me your strength plus a d6.
Two plus 3 is 5.
All right, 5. That's not enough. They're still
No.
there. Before we move on, Hank, give me a smarts check.
Easy peasy, mate. 10.
All right. 10. All right, so here's the deal. You walked through all of that gunk and didn't see anything that Esh and I was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a Benny, if you can figure out why these other 2 guys down here at the bottom were not affected, if you can figure it out, I'll give you a Benny.
Why they were not affected by the gunk.
Yeah. And I'll inflate their characters so you can see
Gas
get
masks.
some idea.
Gas masks. One of them's wearing a gas mask and one of them's not an organic being.
Take a Benny.
And that's why I don't feel it as well, because they don't know this, but I'm actually an android.
Right. So
Thank
take
you.
2 bennies because you got 2 bits that you figured out right there.
Okay. Can I manually add 2, or do you have to do it?
Yeah. See where the cards are and the bennies are? If you go
Yeah.
over there, you can just draw 2.
Ah, okay. So I just pull it over into my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that do it?
Yep. Now you just right-click on it and choose Take Card.
Ah, okay. Got ya.
All right, you got it. Arthur,
Okay,
You
I'm
are-
gonna. Sorry.
go ahead.
No, you carry on. All I was going to say was I was going to use my cutlass just to attack while I'm here.
Did you want to spend a Benny to sweep these things?
Why not?
Alrighty. And you'll get a plus 3 from your crew all helping you. So roll fighting plus 3.
That's a 6
That will hit.
and strength.
Alright. Now roll your cutlass because you spent the
Oh.
Benny to sweep them.
Sorry, I rolled just strength for that.
It's okay. You want to spend a Benny to re-roll the damage.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's
9.
better.
All right. So with that, you will take out the rat swarm, and I need the 3 organics to give me. Well, Captain Mason, you don't have to do this because you already saw it, but Eshonai and Arthur, I need you two to give me vigor checks, and Hank, I need you to give me a perform check. All
I
right.
don't have performed. Can I use persuasion instead, or does it go on unskilled?
I'll let you use unskilled. Let's see what happens.
1.
All right. So, Eshonai, Arthur, you see the same thing that the captain saw. You, Arthur, when you cut through that swarm, you see that the rats really aren't alive. They've got this yellow glowing fungus inside of them, and they're still animated, and it's like they're puppets for whatever this fungus is. Hank, in your mind, this is something that should make a human being sick. So you start acting like you're disgusted.
Okay.
And to the rest of you, he's really not fooling anybody.
Worst acting ever.
Yeah. All right.
More wooden than
What is wrong
Pinocchio.
with you, Hank?
Okay. So, what do you want to do now, folks?
Well,
You've managed to. Go ahead.
we've worked out where the
No,
we
you're
think
RxOliver.
we've worked out where we think the door is. How do we open it? We could maybe ask our 2 friends down there actually, if they've got any idea.
All right. So yeah, if you go down and talk to them, they'll be thankful that you killed the rats, and they're human. They're humanoids. Like they're not weird or freaky. They'll tell you that there's been some weird stuff going on. There've been a lot of murders happening, and weird symbols have been showing up all over the place. So this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Body parts off of some of the dead people are missing, and it looks like whoever's doing the killing is taking trophies.
Oh.
And they're gonna tell you that the best place to look is down at the docks, because some of the people that were here said that that's where the meeting would be. That's where they want to meet. There are some weird kind of culty people wandering around. And when they say that, you notice that there are a couple of other shady characters in the room, and they're just sort of like they've got that 1,000-yard stare, but they're off in the corners. Like they saw that all happen and didn't make any noise when any of it went down.
Mm-hmm.
So this I take it it's a bin or some trash or a compactor or something like that.
Yeah.
Can I check this out to see if there's a way, instead of going past these guys at the top, if that's a way that we can use to get out, or that would lead to the docks? Would I know that?
Do you have well, no, you're a kitsune, right?
Mhm.
Where it says edges, what do you have?
Charismatic, streetwise, and thief.
Okay. I'm gonna say that because you have thief, you know how to get in and get out. So I'm gonna say that if you roll athletics, you'd have a +2 for B&E for this purpose. So if you want to look for a way to get out without having to deal with those guys, roll me athletics with your +2. 8. All right. You point to all of your friends and you're like, follow my lead. Okay. So with that, you'll be able to sort of make your way around. You'll climb around some scaffolding, you'll sort of like jangle some keys one way, and while that's happening, you'll go the other way, and you're able to make it out. You're able to make it past them. Do you folks want to confab first, or do you want to head on down to the docks?
I think we're going to go straight to the docks to see what this weird meeting's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go to the docks.
Okay.
Well, hey, do you think we should, like, get some gear that protects us from this stuff, like something for us to breathe through? Because I would rather not have this going in my body if we got to deal with more of this.
We can see if we can steal some on the way.
I mean, maybe these guys can help us. Do you have any spare gas masks for my friends? Anything they can use?
They look around, they're like, well, sorry, we've got what we've got. If you, I don't know, maybe instead of going down to the docks first, you head to the market or something to that effect. I don't know.
I mean, maybe even with some parts, with the right parts, I could manufacture something. Yeah, I'm a mechanic.
You are a mechanic. Do you have the slapdash edge?
I noticed something on my sheet said slapdash. It was a slapdash revolver. Does that mean I've got slapdash?
Look under edges. Slapdash is a type of skill. It lets you
Yeah, I have it.
make
Can create temporary weapons and armor. Breaks on a critical failure.
and a gas mask is a type of armor.
There you go, so I can attempt to make them.
You can attempt to make the gas mask if you want. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll do that with some tools and scraps that we have, I guess. Is that possible?
Yep. Fabric and bits of junk and wire. You can make sort of makeshift gas masks for your teammates.
Do you need me to roll something for that?
I do. I'm going to need an extended check. Give me 3 repair rolls, and we're going to say best 2 out of 3. Just don't crit fail. All right, that's 1. That's 2 successes. All right, and that failure doesn't matter. You are able to make the gas mask for everybody. So everybody, you get these sort of like junked up, wired, and cloth, and it smells like charcoal and aftershave, and you got these gas masks that should protect you from inhaling whatever the vapor is.
All right, well, that's good to know. It's like, thanks, Hank. You can pass him on the shoulder, and so let's head on to the docks.
Okay. You're able to make your way up through the stairs. You're able to get in there, and you get to the door, and you hear chanting. And sort of this gurgling sound, this like...
I have to open that door, right? I have to open that.
All right. Open the door, and if you want to peer out without anybody seeing you, give me a stealth check.
Right. I was tempted on doing it like with a click on the door, but no, we go this like actually doing it.
You're what, Nick?
We'll not do it like loud. I will do it sneakily.
Okay. All right, so give me stealth.
Ooh, come on, come on.
All right, that's good. That's a 9. That's with a raise. Okay. You guys see that she's there, and there's this sort of yellowish glow around her, and she looks unharmed, but she's wrapped up in these like cloths, like this like silken cloth, and her eyes are glowing, and she's standing in front of some kind of weird symbol. And then all of a sudden, out of the symbol, this sort of thing just sort of rises up, and it is big. It is bigger than any normal person. All right.
And that's the girl, Gayala, or whatever her name is.
Yeah. And
Ooh,
she's
okay.
in this area, and there's this giant sort of yellow glow in the whole room. And all of a sudden, this thing just sort of appears. It just comes up out of the symbols that have been drawn.
Is that a humanoid body with rats coming out of it as a head?
Oh.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a fucking cool monster, Dustin. Nice. I love that. Now let's kill it. Great
All right,
monster, but I'm about to kill it.
Whoever looked inside, I'm going to need you to make a spirit check, because this is a scary thing.
I didn't look. I just like, let the android say, hey, how you good?
All right.
No, I didn't look. What do I have to roll?
Spirit.
I'm on the back of the pack, so there's no chance of me looking. Nice.
I don't know why I keep on doing that of rolling twice. Just once. Like, it happens sometimes.
All right. With a 10, you're good. You're not scared. Are you the only one that looked?
I think so.
Okay. Well, you're like, ooh, what is that thing? But then you're like, you know what? I'm a warrior. I can kill this.
Yeah, like, it's just another ugly poodle. Like, nothing new nowadays. I look at my part and I go, okay, so you guys won't believe this, but our girl over here, she just invoked a very ugly poodle. So beware. And I will go. Felix, could you come over here, please?
Sure.
Closer. Come closer. I push Felix outside of the door. Like, through the hallway over here.
I'll step out of the way so she can do that.
Okay, so do I have to roll for that, or?
I would say, Felix, roll to resist if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Well, I don't know what's going on, so I'm like resisting. I was like, what are you pushing me in there for?
It's your girl. Go, seduce her. Sing her a ballad, serenade her. And I push him outside. Go.
No, I'm gonna do post-fighting, I guess.
Give me athletics to resist.
Okay.
And do I have to do something, or?
Let's see if you can beat his 4.
Okay. I have to do strength, right?
Yeah.
Same.
You guys are like fighting in the doorway like you're the Stooges. And let's see if she notices.
While they're fighting, I'm going out to look.
Alright, so the chanting will stop. And Hank, all of a sudden, you just see that she's got this book and she's just looking at the doorway. And she sees you there and she just shrugs like, what are you doing?
Are you?
I push.
Are you Gaela?
You see her mouth moving, but Hank, you don't hear anything. The rest of you hear this sort of echoey kind of garble.
And then we start slowly approaching her, saying, "Look, we've come to take you home, back to back to the kitty shack, whatever it's called, the house of the cats. We're going to get paid for doing so, so I want you to come along quietly with us, please. Your friend, your pet here can stay here.
She's not happy with you. She's going to like reach out and get these big eyes, and she's just going to point directly at you. And again, like her mouth moves, like you see it moving through the fabric, but you don't hear anything. The rest of you hear that sort of garbled, mixed up, like reverse. It's almost like a reverse album speaking. Arthur, you're top of the list.
Okay, so from here, can I try and knock the book out of her hand with my sling?
With your sling?
Yeah, I got 10
Yes.
stones, so I want to try and knock the book out of her hand to stop her from reading what she's reading.
I will say take a Benny for rule of cool.
Nice, John.
Thank you very much. Okay. So, that's just fighting, yeah?
Athletics.
Oh, athletics, sorry. I rolled the wrong one then.
Yeah, because you're using the sling.
Oh.
I'll go ahead. I say you got a 16. I'll say you hit it. Roll the damage and add a d6 because you got a raise.
16. Look at all those sixes. Ha.
Mm-hmm.
D6 as well. Right?
12.
Ooh.
All right. You are most definitely going to knock it out of her hand. Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
Arthur.
All right. So let's see. You got a 12 with a 4. That's going to be 16. She has a toughness of 6. Let's
Nice
do
roll,
some math.
That was the best ones I had on mine. So
John, you've just one-shotted the
So that's
BBEG,
10.
mate, maybe.
She's not the BBEG.
No, I know, she's not.
The ugly poodle is the BBG
The
at
ugly
this
poodle,
point.
yeah.
All right, but you were gonna knock her. I'm gonna say you don't kill her, but you knock it out of her hand, and you most definitely knock her prone.
Nice.
All right, so she's prone and shaken. And when you do that, the thing that she was summoning, he animates. He comes to life.
Ooh.
And she's going to go and try and reach for the book to try and grab it, but then he grabs her. And he picks her up, and he throws her at you.
Shit.
Uh,
Oh.
All right, so Hank and Arthur, he's targeting both of you.
Okay.
All right. So since he's throwing a living body, I'm going to say this is 3d6 worth of damage.
You.
We don't have a dodge, no.
Yeah.
Ow.
All right, and 2 of those 6s exploded, so 23.
Holy shit.
Yep. So, do you want to spend bennies to try and dodge out of the way?
Spend all the bennies, mate. Yes, please. Yes, please.
You're going to need to make a 4.
So what am I rolling on? Athletics to dodge?
Athletics, yep.
Oh, come on.
All right.
You just sort of moonwalk back, and she goes right by you. Arthur, you're able to, like, weave out of the way, and she flies over and hits this wall, and you hear this crunch sound, and she just lingers there for a minute and then slides down, and she's not okay. She is not okay. It roars, and any of you who have not seen this thing before need to make a fear check. Eshonai, you already saw it. You're good. Arthur, did you make a fear check before when you came in?
No, I didn't. No.
All right.
Do I, as a synth, have to do it as well? I suppose I do. Yeah. Was it spirit?
You're an android, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means you get a bonus to psychic damage.
Okay, so
add +4 to your spirit roll.
spirit with a
Hank.
+4. Do I right click it to add something to it? How do you add a?
Just roll it and we'll
okay.
eyeball it.
6.
Alright. Thief made it. Captain made it with the wild die. Hank with the +4, you make a 6, so you're all good. Yep. You all see this thing, and where a regular person would freak out, you don't. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, this thing is pretty tough. I'm going to go ahead, before we begin combat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it has a toughness of D8, and all of those rat swarms, they affect like an area of effect, or the rat swarm that's part of his body is like an area of effect. So if you are next to him, you're going to take 2d6 damage for every round you're next to him. This thing is pretty bad. Or actually, no, 2d4, not 2d6, 2d4. Alright? So it's going to start moving up. 1, 2, 3. And Hank, it's just moved up to you. It's took its action, but the field of damage, it's just going to walk into you, and all of a sudden, these things are going to try and bite you. 16 points of damage.
Oh, I'm going to use a spend ability to try and soak it if I can.
Yep. Hank, it's literally like this walking blender just came up to you, and it doesn't even reach out to you with its human hands. Like, these things sort of lean out from its body and start chewing at you and start ripping things off it.
Okay, I'll do a soak to do whatever I can to lessen that then.
Yeah, I would too.
16 is a lot of damage.
It is.
Okay, so I soak it. What does that mean then? I don't take as much, or?
How much, so you need, how much, what's your toughness?
Where's you find that?
On your character sheet.
Toughness 6.
Yep, but toughness of 6 with your armor?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 6. So it's 10. And the target number is 4. So 6 minus 16 is 10. That's 2 wounds. So you'd need to drop a Benny and roll an 8 or better.
What am I rolling on?
Vigor. Every 4 is a wound. So you are at 1 wound.
Okay.
You're shaken and at 1 wound.
Okay, I'll add that to my sheet.
Alrighty. Okay. Eshone. Or Eshonai.
Yeah, I look back at Felix, like I look at the now body of the Kitsune, and then I look back at Felix and I say, "You should have gone out there and help her," but nope. And I like move out and throw my javelin at the thing.
Okay. So
Like here and throw it at him.
athletics, please.
Ooh.
You need a 4 to get it.
Can I guess use a penny for this, or?
You need a 4.
Yeah.
You got a 3. You can spend a penny if you'd like.
I would love to.
Alrighty. Alright.
Can I
now
reroll?
You can reroll.
It was athletics, right?
Athletics, yes.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a crit fail. You're gonna miss, and in the process, I'm going to say you slip a little and you bang, so take 1 level of fatigue from bumps and bruises. That should be on your sheet.
At least you didn't hit me this time.
Yeah.
That's good.
That might have killed you.
Yeah.
How much fatigue?
Just one. Just one.
That wasn't intentional. That wasn't intentional.
Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, Captain Mason.
Okay. I had a quick question. Are you doing adventure cards or no?
No.
Okay.
I will tell you this much. You guys are up against a pretty rough character, and you were pretty heroic back there with the other characters. So I'm going to go ahead and give you all a point of conviction.
Ooh, what's that?
All right. So in Savage Worlds, what on earth? All right, I'm having trouble here with the conviction.
Okay.
All right.
I also believe that's your Benny point from the earlier thing.
And deal 1 card.
I'm on my last Benny.
Players. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm always like this. Whatever I'm playing, I'm always down to my last point of meta currency.
Alrighty.
Spend.
So here's
Can't take
how
more
a
fear.
point of conviction. Here's how a point of conviction works. In Savage Worlds, what happens is if you spend a conviction, you get to add a d6 to your roll.
Okay, does that
All
include
right.
damage rolls and stuff?
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
for the round. Not for the scene, but for the round.
All your rolls in
In-
a round? All your rolls?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So if you wanted to rewind the clock, if you want to spend that for the soak, but also the Drowned War adds a special set of circumstances. One of them is you get to go out in a blaze of glory if you spend a conviction, which means you're going to stay standing until the scene is over, but you die. So if you want to be like the big hero,
Did I take
that's
enough
one of the
damage to die,
options.
though? I didn't take enough damage to die, though.
You didn't take enough damage. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
If you take
If it
'cause
happens.
that
If it
area
happens.
of effect damage, this guy is rolling some heavy damage. I'll let you know.
Okay.
But there's a lot more than you can do. With a point of conviction, you can actually re-roll a critical fail. And
I'm using it
also,
on my next turn anyway.
I don't get your conviction if you guys die. Cards in the deck are infinite. All right. Shuffle that. Deal 1 card. All players deal. This dead blast. All right, everybody, you have conviction. I'm just
Sure.
gonna go ahead and tell you have conviction. Here we go. We're gonna deal 1 point. All players deal. All right.
I see it now.
Yeah, I had to get a different token out. And I, as the game master, do not have the option of conviction, but I have a great deal of
Bennies.
yeah.
I bet
have
you
a
do.
great deal of things. Yeah. Because that's like from the game master side, that's what happens is you have all of these from the game master side, you end up with a lot of bennies by the end of it. All right. So where are we in turn order? I believe it's Captain Mason. What did you want to do, Captain?
So I want to say this is like, you know, I always like doing certain flashy things in some of the games I do.
Mhm.
So I know I have my little buddy outside. He's probably around the docks, you know, like where I have the AI with me, with the
Mhm.
little jet ski. So what I want to do is something special. I'm going to use that point to do a very awesome thing with the scene. So what he does is that as you know, he sees the girl flashes, you see his eyes get angry, and he's just swearing because you know he likes this girl, and he's like, "That rat bastard! I got an idea for him." He has his cutlass in hand, and what he does, he gets he contacts his jet ski, and what he wants to do is have it drive through the dock that's right here, pump through it, go through a wall or a window, and slam into the creature as he's going to attack it. And he's basically, hopefully, he can let it basically tell itself to explode on the creature while he's killing it at the same time.
Very
Alrighty.
nice.
Okay. I'm gonna say rule of cool. You absolutely can do that.
Okay, I will.
I love it,
Now, here's the
Max.
thing. I will say that's your piloting, and I'm gonna put, because here's the thing. He's gonna have to do a major trick in order to do that. Let's see. Where's controlled by? Controlled by Captain. All right. By Felix. All right. So Felix, here's your jet ski. Can you move him around?
1 second. Yeah, I can move.
All right. So he's going to have to get up a whole lot of speed. I'm going to impose a -4 because he's going to have to fly through the docks and make this jump. Again, rule of cool. So go ahead and take that Benny. Do you want to spend a point of conviction for this?
Oh no, that's what I was planning to do. That's my conviction, is to do this scenario where he's basically controlling it to ride into it, pop it out, and basically self-detonate on the creature while he's coming to smack it with a saber and basically attack it the same both ways.
Alrighty. I'm going to tell you, this will be your piloting. You should have the ace edge. Do you have the ace edge?
That he does.
That means it's going to go from a -4 to a -2. So
Okay.
roll me your piloting at -2 and add another d6 from your point of conviction.
Okay. Well, this is just the boating. Then
Add a d6.
Yep.
6.
So that wild die would be a 3
Yeah.
because of the -2. See what your d6 makes it.
7.
4, 7. All right. Your little guy is going to be able to make it. He's not going to blow up, but he is going to jump through and he's going to hit this thing. All right. So he started out right here. Let's do a quick measurement just to see how much damage.
Can I use the Benny to add that to that or no? Add a bonus can I use the Benny to add a d6 or no?
No, Benny's reroll.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that the point of conviction will add a d6.
Okay.
So it would be 10 d6s because of the speed he was going, because he moved 10 squares. And then since you've got that point of conviction, it's going to be 11. So roll me 11 d6s.
Epic, Max. Epic. It's one of those epic Max moments.
36.
Plus one of them's a 6, so he gets to roll again.
Is it? 5, 4, 3, 2.
No?
That's
None
all
of them
I
are
got.
6s.
No, the thing is,
One of
I
them's
can use
showing
the
a
Benny
6
to
for me.
re-roll it, though.
Yeah, showing a 6 for me.
I can use the Benny to reroll that though, right?
Do you want to roll a Benny to re-roll the damage?
No,
Yeah,
don't
hey,
bother,
it's like-
Max. That's good enough. 36
No,
is
that's
good
good
enough.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, leave that. You'd have to re-roll
Alright.
everything.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, so I'm
this
like-
thing is it's got a toughness of 8. So let's do 36 minus 8.
Right?
So 28 divided by 4, 7. That's going to be 7 wounds. All right.
Nice.
Let's see if it can soak.
Double one, double one, double one, double one,
Crit
double one.
fail! Oh my gosh!
On a crit fail, you can't reroll. On a crit fail, you can't reroll.
Come
That is
on.
correct. That is correct.
Straight in there.
All right. So,
Epic.
all right, everyone, give me an agility, an athletics check, because pretty much a giant piece of machinery just burst through and started destabilizing the docks.
You want agility or
agility
athletics?
or-
They're both the same for me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a Benny. I've only got one, but I'm going to spend it so that I don't roll that.
Oh.
What's going on?
Right.
Unfortunately, I can't reroll that one because it's double ones. But you know, it'd be worth it if he dies. You know, hey, he took that damn thing out.
I got an 8.
Mm-hmm. They will sing songs of him for many ages.
Spent my last Benny, but I got an 8.
No, so
Alright.
hey, can I do something cool just with this? Like, it's like go to a David Lone's locker, and he gives him the finger.
All right. So yeah, pretty much like the whole thing, like the middle where you hit, it caves in, and all of a sudden everybody starts sliding. And Captain, you end up, your feet touch some of this stuff, and you slide down in it. And I'm sorry, Captain Mason, you go out like a boss, because this is kind of a big deal, but you did make it. All right.
Is he dead?
So, Hank, I got some bad news for you, man.
Yeah.
You were still shaken, weren't you?
I believe I was shaken. Yes, shaken and wounded.
All right. In order to make that 8 count, give me a spirit check.
When I've got no Bennies. Can I spend my my conviction now so that I've got the D6s?
Yes.
I'm spending my conviction. What did you want to spirit?
Yeah, so that you can unshake.
Sorry, was it vigor or it's no?
It's
Is it spirit?
for the.
Ah,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
8.
You are unshaken.
nice.
You're unshaken, and that 8 counts, so you're able to make it. All right,
Okay.
Captain
Still got the wound
Thief.
though. I'm still wounded, right?
Oh no, yeah, I took that shaken off. You're good. All right, so and Shonai, you made it. Go here. Rubble. All right.
Can I, before we go outside, pick the book up that was on the floor?
Give
Is that of
me.
any relevance? Or would it
I would say that if you wanted to do that, it would be an athletics check at -2.
Just buried them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, look at that.
all
Nice,
right. So
John.
with all of that going on, when it falls, the book lands up in the air. You're able to grab it as you jump across. All right. Let's go to map. The whole dad blasted thing just sinks.
Yeah, poor girl died too, probably.
Yeah, she's dead. She's dead.
She was dead
and-
before the ship went down. She was like, Dad, Dad.
And guys, it feels like the dock is swaying, and then all of a sudden, something else just kind of rises up.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a big thing.
Yep. And it comes up to the docks, and it looks at you. It's got like two sets of eyes on each side and tentacles coming out of its mouth. And uh-oh, what is this thing? And then all of a sudden, the side of it opens up, and 4 guys in armor get out. And they turn and they point their guns at you. That's what they look.
ooh. That's definitely some Cthulhu-ish stuff.
Yep. So they get out and they point their guns at you and they start walking along the pier. And Hank, you cannot hear what they're saying. But the rest of you, I need you to make spirit checks.
Okay, I seem to have lost connection. I've got no map or anything, and it's not letting me refresh.
Are you okay?
Sorry, yeah, give me a. I'm trying to refresh it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's right. It's coming back up. Sorry, let me find that.
Right, Felix is gone. Arthur. All right.
I'm back up. Sorry, what was it you wanted from me?
Spirit checks.
Spirit check. Sorry about it.
Nice.
Arthur, you're fine. You got nothing to worry about. Emma, you're also fine. Hank, you don't have to worry about this. This does not affect you for some odd reason. But it looks like they're just walking, and they're all walking in uniform and like in synchronized steps. And they're coming towards you. You got a few minutes to prepare. Do you want to do anything?
Should we just try and escape them, guys? Get back and get paid?
Our only option will be the water, and I can't swim, so
Okay, I'm gonna... Who's got intimidation out of the 3 of us that's left? Any of us? Maybe, yeah, Gladiator, you might. Try and intimidate them. Tell them to stand down. Tell them you just smashed this building down with your bare hands, and you'll do the same to them.
you know what I do, Oliver? You know what I do? I raise my fist, the both of them, and I start screaming, "For Felix Mason!" And I just dash towards those guys,
Yeah.
screaming
I pull a sword out.
even loudly.
For Mason!
It's a glory time, isn't it?
All right, Arthur, what did you want to do? You're first up. Wanted to try and...
I'm gonna, from here, I'm gonna use my sleeve and try and hit one. If I need to move to a decent position, I will. But I was gonna move anyway. So yeah, I'll use my sling to try and hit one.
Okay.
So athletics.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's gonna hit. Roll some damage. That is not gonna be enough.
I'll spend a penny to
Okay.
reroll my damage.
Yes. Got a bit better, mate.
All right. These guys are shock troopers, and they have a toughness of 9.
Oh, it takes all that, doesn't it? Okay. I'll move then and follow up Shawnee and back her up.
Alrighty. Alright. Their parry is 5. Okay. Alrighty. And Ashona, you were running down there.
Yeah,
Did you?
I will try. I want to get to the closest to them just to punch them into the water.
Alrighty.
Can I
Go
do
ahead.
that? Like,
If you want to try and make it down there, you can roll a running die. You're slower because you're a Korra, so roll me a d4 because that's what the slower moving Korra do as.
4 plus d4 she gets for movement, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. All right, so you can move 8 squares.
one, 2, 8 squares.
Javelin.
You don't quite make it, but you are coming up to them. When they see you coming, it's their turn. They're gonna aim for you, and they're gonna fire. All right. So I'm gonna roll their shooting 4 times because they're all shooting at you personally, right?
Yeah, try to parry, like, just boom.
All right. So 1.
Ha!
Yep, that one, his
Ha.
gun jams, and he's gonna have to spend a round trying to clean it. And that one is gonna hit. So 1 hits. Let's roll the damage on his gun. This is called a burrow rifle, and it does 2d6 damage. $16. What's your
Oh,
toughness?
what a roll.
My toughness is 6.
All right, so that's 10. That's
9. I'm my bad. The current one is 9. But I have an armor of
Alrighty.
2, so
so subtract 9 from 16,
7.
and that is
I'm calculating that. I cannot do
7.
math.
7. All right, so that's 1 wound. You are shaken with 1 wound. All right. Here's the thing. If you look down, there's this little grub that hits you, and it starts trying to chew into your skin. This thing does lingering damage, which means we're going to roll a d6 per round to see how much damage it does to you over time.
All right.
All right, that's that one. Second 4 is going to hit.
I think.
All right,
I
so
think
this is the third guy. Oh, good grief.
I have an arm. Yeah, like I only have my class armor, and they only protect me like 2, so yeah.
All right. So the second shot is going to be 15 points of damage. So that's going to be 1 wound. All right. So you're wounded from 1 from the last one, right?
Yeah. That's 2.
2. You can soak if you want. Did you want to soak on the last one?
Oh, what does soak mean?
You
Spend
drop
a
a
penny.
penny. Yep. And then you roll your vigor to try and prevent taking the damage. It's like you soak the damage.
Can you use it once or can I use it with both of them?
You can use it for both of them.
I will use 2 of my bennies then for the both of them.
Alrighty. So drop your bennies. And then roll vigor. And you can keep spending bennies until you run out.
Roll it. Spend a
Alright,
penny, re-roll
so-
that.
That, yeah. You don't have the wounds yet. You don't count the wounds until after that's said and done.
Oh, okay. So what? Do I do
Roll-
it again?
Yeah, roll your vigor again. Because you spent 2 bennies. And then you spent 3 bennies, so you can roll another one if you wanted. You can just keep spending those until you run out. And you do have your conviction if you wanted that.
What did Vision do again?
Gives you plus
Add
D6 on
6.
everything for a round.
Yeah.
I will use my conviction.
Okay. Alright, so add D6.
And I added D6.
So that would be
Second.
1, 6. So yeah, you're gonna only have 1 wound. Did you want to keep spending more bennies? Because you can keep spending bennies. You'll add the D6. Or actually, yeah, roll your D6 to see what you got. One. Do you want to spend bennies? I'm gonna say you only have 1 wound to streamline things.
It's okay. I can use a benny. I can use a benny.
You want to use a benny? Go ahead, use a benny. All right, roll your vigor again and add D6 roll.
There you go.
So that'll be 6. Yeah.
Mind you,
How many bennies do you...
she's getting penalties taken off that because she's already put the wounds on her sheet. It's rolling with wounds every time.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to say that despite how much they're shooting at you, because you spent conviction and all of that, you aren't wounded by any of that. You're just blazing through and you're using your sword. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you're good to go.
Right. All right.
All
Then.
right. You're good to go. Okay, let's get back to turn order. All right. Hank.
Now, my conviction is used or not, because it says it's not and I didn't get the D6 before. I want to use it now if it's not.
You didn't use it. You want to use it?
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
All right, what do you want to do?
I'm going to move. So what's my movement?
You've got a regular movement of about 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want to shoot at them.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that? A roll on?
Shooting.
Makes sense. And add D6 to this, right?
It's a skill. Yep.
I
Add a
don't-
D6,
don't
and
have-
the D6 can explode.
Don't have any bennies to re-roll that, so I'm going to have to just hope for the best here. 5 plus 2 is 7.
7, and they have a toughness of 9.
Oof.
All right, you're gonna hit. Roll the toughness to see if you did any damage, and add a D6 to whatever the damage from
So
your
what am I
revolver
rolling the
is.
damage on my gun?
Yeah.
And then adding a d6.
Yep. So with the bonus damage, it would be
13 plus 3 is 16.
16. Okay. All right. Let's do some math here. All right. So they have a toughness of 9 minus, let's see, 16? How much was it?
7.
16 damage?
Yeah, so there's 7
Huh?
left over.
All right, 7. So it's 7. That's 1 wound. And pick which one you were aiming at.
Let's see, the one closest to Shonai.
All right, you're gonna hit him, and he's gonna die. Like he's gonna drop. But when you see him fall down to the ground and keel over, he bubbles up into this blue kind of blue-green foam. He dissolves and sinks through the dock.
Oh.
Okay. Arthur. Still with us, Arthur?
Sorry. I would like to move as far as I can, so yes. Can I get as far as a Shonai or not?
You can. If you wanted to run, you could make your movement of 6 and then roll a d6 to see what you get.
Yep, okay. I'll do so.
Yeah, that's a cool mechanic. If your move is 6, your run is 6 plus d6. So if your move is 4, your run is 4 plus d4.
Well,
That's
for
cool.
the Korra, because the Korra are actually slowed down by the coral that are growing. So you would get a total of 8 if you wanted to move 8 squares.
Let's move that.
All right. Arthur, when you start to approach these things, that book that you grabbed, it vibrates, like it sort of pulses in your pack. I'm going to say you have a backpack that you stowed it, and you feel it sort of like, wow, wow. These things and that book are not friends.
Oh. Can I throw it into the middle of them?
If you want to do that, I will say that since you ran, give me an athletics check -2.
Oh,
11.
mate.
You're throwing the book at him, right?
Yeah.
All right. They keep their guns trained on you, but then one of them walks over there, he picks it up, and then they start moving back towards the sub. Shonai, you just saw Arthur toss the book at these things, and they picked up the book and they started, it looks like they're in retreat. What do you do?
I want to get up to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just push him to the ocean.
All right,
To
so you're gonna
water.
push him in the water?
Kicking him on the sides, probably on the testicles, but yeah, over there.
Alrighty. Okay. That's pretty ballsy of you. Take a Benny.
Hey.
Alrighty.
Wait, yeah, to take one, right? To
Yep. Mm-hmm. And roll your fighting. Let's see what happens to him.
Okay.
Nice.
7. All right. Roll me your damage. You have brawler, so you should do strength plus d6, right?
Yep.
Roll me strength plus d6. Right. It might be
So-
listed as hard points on your character sheet.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna say he's a bit distracted by the book, so he's gonna go in the drink.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
And he has the book, right?
He's the one that had the book, yeah.
So the book goes down in the water with him, right?
The book goes down in the water with him. And I'm gonna put this drop to represent where he's at. Okay. Now, the other two, they just go back in the sub, right? And then the sub, one of the tentacles reaches out and grabs their guy and just literally eats him. Right?
Yes.
All right, folks. This is where things get a little bit hairy. This giant black Nautilus submarine goes down. You get this unfortunate feeling that this is not a good sign. Because then it lifts up out of the water. And with all of its might, it is going to slam down on the docks. I'm going to need athletics checks from Eshone and Arthur really quick.
I'm gonna spend the berry.
Nice roll, Emma. Exact same roll, mate.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
All right. So you did not take the damage from it slamming down. The dock is completely destroyed around you. Hank, when this happens, the reverb knocks it down. The whole dock is gone. And then this thing sort of slinks into the water. For a moment, you think you're okay. But then it's like, oh gosh, we're stuck out here in the water. What do we do? Hank, you're an android, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't breathe.
No.
So you're fine. You're just gonna sink to the bottom.
No, I'm not. I'm going to rescue my friend that can't swim. The gladiator.
You're gonna do it?
She can't swim,
All
so I'm
right.
going to save her. Yeah.
Take a Benny for heroics.
Thank you. I'm going to try and find some floating debris, some wood or something that managed to hold her weight.
You have slapdash, right?
Yep. Make a raft.
Roll some repair to make a flotation device for her.
What I will repair. Okay. And is it the same round? Do I still have the D6?
Yeah, I'll say you do.
Bloody good job, because I've rolled that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
4. All right. You are very lucky that that point of conviction got spent when it did. You're like, oh gosh, it's all junk and toilet seats and paper mache and then suddenly you find like a pontoon and a bit and a piece here and something there, and you're able to just throw it together as fast as you can. All right. Here is where things get tense. Arthur, give me an athletics check to tread water in all of this chaos. You're going to do just fine. Eshonai, give me an athletics check, and remember you have a -2 in order to swim.
She's got the flotation device that I've caused her. Does that give her any bonus?
You haven't made it to her yet. You haven't made it to her yet.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
use a Benny.
You can use a Benny, yeah. Because it would be -3 thanks to your... Well, it would be... Yeah, -2 would be 2.
My last Benny. Hope it counts.
All right. Spend it. Okay. So with a -2, that 4 becomes a 2. Take another level of fatigue.
There we go.
All right, so you've got 2 levels of fatigue. You are struggling. Your life is flashing before your eyes. One thing that you should know also as a setting rule, if you have a point of conviction, you can spend it on behalf of another player. Bennies can only be spent on yourself, but if you wanted to spend a point of conviction to make another person succeed, you can.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so right now, Eshonai, you are at 2 points of fatigue. Your head's bobbing underwater. You feel the coral is actually trying to pull you down, because this is why it gives you strength, is because you're going to give back to it. Hank, I'm going to need an athletics check -2, because that flotation device is so hard to maneuver in this water. And this is a different round, so you don't get the bonus.
Okay, I'm going to use mine. I'll put it out there so that we all get those on this round.
All right, so you're going to spin it on behalf of Hank?
Yeah.
11.
Plus my
Hank,
d6, because he's just spent
Add
that
that
on me.
D6. Yeah.
14.
All right. Eshonai, your head goes underwater and you just feel yourself go limp. Oh gosh, this is the end. And then all of a sudden, a pair of hands reach out and grab both of your shoulders and lift you up and smack you down. Your teammates came through for you in the moment, your greatest crisis. And pretty much, you guys are just floating in this giant bit of rubble. Like, you have seen it all. You've seen someone summon a rat creature from beyond. You've seen it destroy its summoner. You've seen creatures in a giant Nautilus sub destroy the docks. You don't have the book. You don't have the girl. But you do have your lives. And you have one excellent tale to tell everyone about Captain Max, who stopped that creature from beyond. Folks, you have completed False Doctrine.
Awesome. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Oh,
you,
It
Dustin.
was so amazing. I
That was
laughed
superb.
a lot today.
And Max, you were a good sport. You died, but you were still with us to the end. I appreciate you, brother. That was another glorious
Max.
death, Max. It's your famous. It's the Max special. Is the
Yeah,
the Blaze
3
of
for
Glory.
3.
3 for 3. 3 for 3,
Still a
baby.
one.
Yeah, tune
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
one
channel
for
to see
still
some
one,
other
still a good one.
epic Max deaths. Right, guys, thanks very much for playing. I'll sign us out with the video. We'll stick around to chat. So,
Yeah.
YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I'm RxOliver. This is Dustin of Star City Savages. This is Emma. This is Max, and this is John. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.